What's good, YouTube? It's your boy The Lost Reacts, and today I got another video for y'all, man. It's about that time of year again. It's time to make these playoff predictions. So we're gonna take too long with all of them. But before we start, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe to the channel if you're new, man. I'm going to put out more playoff content as we go along. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok links. All my social media is gonna be in the link down below. And yeah, man, let's get right into it, man. Let's waste no time. Alright, so we're going to start with the 1-8 matchup. Phoenix against New Orleans, man. I'm not wasting no time with this, man. I got a sweep. I got Phoenix sweeping New Orleans. New Orleans, I mean, I feel like with them, I feel like they can get a game with CJ and with Ingram themselves. I feel like, you know, them two, they can get at least a game. But, I mean, honestly, Phoenix this year, they're on another level. I don't see them losing to New Orleans, honestly, man. I just, nah. In no way. Alright, next series, Dallas and Utah. And there's a reason why I actually waited till last minute to put up my playoff predictions, because I wanted to see, you know, updates on certain players and stuff. So, as pertaining to Luka, he's not going to play game 1. Most likely, probably he won't play game 2. So, that's a huge disadvantage for Dallas, definitely, because that's basically their whole offense. Now, we'll see if Spencer Dinwiddie or Brunson can step up to fill that void, but I mean, there's no replacing Luka for this offense. Utah, on the other hand, they've basically been frauds the whole season. Didn't have the season they had last year, and I feel like this is probably the last chance before they really start making changes to the roster. This, me personally, with Luka out, this could go either way now. I mean, I feel like this is probably an advantage for Utah, but they gotta play ball. I mean, it's just tough. I want to pick Dallas, but if Luka's not playing if he's not playing games 1 and 2, and they're both at home, I don't see how they can go to Utah and, you know, win 3 and 4. I don't know. That's tough. I mean, if Dallas can get one game at home from one of these two games, I mean, I might have a chance, because, you know, I might say they have a chance because Luka could play game 3. But I mean, this is tough, because this is actually Dallas' best chance to make it out the first round without seeing the Clippers, which is crazy. But with that being said, I'm gonna pick Utah in this series. I'm gonna pick Utah in 6 games. And it's crazy too, because before this series even happened, like before Luka got hurt, I actually had Dallas beating Utah. But with him going down the last game of the season, and there's actually questions whether he should have played or not, I don't know. I feel like this is Utah's best opportunity to make out the first round. But if they don't make out the first round, you gotta blow it up. Me personally, I would blow this shit up if they can't get past the Mavericks. So I got Suns and Jazz in round 2. Let's go down here. We got Golden State and Denver. We got Golden State's experience against Nikola Jokic, the reigning MVP and most likely back-to-back MVP. I could see this series. Actually, no, I'm going to go with Golden State. I'm going to pick Golden State in 6 games. If Denver had Jamal Murray, I would probably lean more towards Denver. But, I mean, I'm just having Jokic out there. I mean, he could do all he can. I mean, he can't do everything. I mean, he can do everything, but how would I put it? Golden State is going to put a game plan in where they're going to shut down everybody else and basically let Jokic put up his stats, which he will, I feel like, in this series. But I don't trust Denver's other players, quote unquote, to step up. I don't think that will happen at all. So, I mean, but with Nikola, I mean, you can still get at least a couple games from this series, but I don't see Denver getting through. Now, if miraculously Jamal Murray or MPJ comes back, I can see, you know, how Denver could win the series, but I don't see how they can at least take it to 7 games. So I'm gonna go with Golden State in 6. Like I said, Aaron Gordon has to step up this series. He has to. I mean, almost he has to take control of the series, but he has to play a big part in this series as well, if Denver even has a chance of making it out the first round. But I mean, we just had to see. So next series, Memphis and Minnesota. This is probably one of the most entertaining series on the West side in the first round. This is gonna be good. Ja versus Anthony Edwards. I feel like this. Honestly, this is probably one of the series that can go 7 games because both of these teams play a similar style of basketball. You know, both teams are really young. They're up and coming. But I'm gonna give the Grizzlies, Memphis Grizzlies. I'm gonna give the Grizzlies the advantage here. I'm gonna say Memphis in 7. Yeah, I'll say Memphis at 7. I'll say Memphis in 7. I'll say Memphis in 7. I could honestly see Minnesota winning in 7 as well, or 6 games. You have guys like I said, Edwards and Towns and D'Lo. You know, he could step up too. So they have that, and Memphis has Ja and Dylan Brooks and Desmond Bain. I mean, that's gonna be a good series. I'm not gonna lie, man. That's that's gonna be a good series. I'll say an X factor for Minnesota will probably have to be Vanderbilt. I mean, he probably has to step up in that series. If they even want a chance of making out this series. But I just think Memphis is just clicking on all cylinders right now, and plus they're getting job back healthy. I'm gonna go with Memphis in 7 games. I'm gonna go Memphis in 7. This is gonna be a very entertaining series. This will probably be one of the better, or if not, probably the best series in the first round. I'm not gonna lie. Don't quote me on that, but I have a feeling it might be the best series in the first round. So, head on to the East. We got Miami and we got Atlanta. I'm going to go with Miami here. I'm going to pick Miami, and as the Atlanta can get hot, though. So, I could see Atlanta extending the series a little bit. I'm going to say Miami in 6 games. Miami, they don't have like a certified closer. Tyler Hero stepped up big this season. But Atlanta, I mean, they've been here before. You know, I mean, even though they're an 8th seed, I wouldn't I would have underlooked them as an 8 seed. I mean, because they got to the Eastern Conference Finals last year as a 5 seed. So Trae Young is a killer, man. Him alone could extend this series past 5 games at least. So I'll give Atlanta 2 games. Games, I can't see it going to 7 though. No, I can't see it going to 7. So I'm gonna go with Miami in 6. Like I said, Tyler Hero has to step up this series. Jimmy Butler. I mean, Miami plays team-oriented ball, offense and defense. So I feel like, you know, especially in this series, Atlanta they haven't, and especially with Capello and John Collins, I feel like that'll be more of a struggle defensively for Atlanta. So I mean, I feel like Miami can expose that with their offense, even though they don't have a certified superstar on their team. It doesn't really matter. I'll still pick Miami in 6, but Capella going down and John Collins being hurt, I don't know if Collins is going to play in this series. That's going to be a killer. That's definitely going to be a killer for them. So, but then again, Trae Young is a killer, like I said. So this series can go to 6 games, me personally. But I got Miami pulling through. All right, Philly and Toronto. All right, so you got Embiid and James Harden. James Harden, you know, said that, you know, he doesn't have any. Or he said something like, "Oh yeah, I don't have any pressure." Well, my man, you got a lot of pressure on you in this series. I'm not gonna lie to you. You got a lot of pressure because this is your legacy right here. Basically, this is your legacy right here. All the failures you had in previous playoffs, man. You can erase all that with a huge run. You get what I'm saying? And you got Toronto, who's I feel like, I won't say they're underrated, but they're very good team-oriented, you know, how do I say? Team-oriented ball. That's Toronto for you, man. Like, they can play defense and they can play offense as well. You have guys like Scotty Barnes, you know, could be Rookie of the Year. Gary Trent, Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam. I feel like Toronto's defense can give Philly some problems. But I'm going to go with Toronto, man. Me, personally, what it's going to come down to is James Harden. And I feel like what he's done in Philly so far, it looked good at first, but it's just like, you know, it just doesn't, I won't say it's not a good fit. It's just like, it doesn't have that explosiveness. as he did earlier before he got traded. You know, even in Houston, I mean, we're seeing it now. He can't dominate one-on-ones like he used to. Maybe that's because of age or probably because of usage. But, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, James Harden can put up numbers, but he's not going to give you like a 30 ball. You know what I mean? I don't see him getting like a 30 ball in this series. I mean, because mostly Embiid's going to do all the work, but I don't know, man. It's just something about James Harden. I just feel like he's something. It's going to come down to something. I don't know what. Where I feel like it's going to cost Philly in this series. And I feel like Toronto can capitalize on that. So I'm going to go Toronto in 7. So I feel like Toronto can pull out Game 7 in Philly. So that's me personally. I mean, I could easily see Philly win the series. You know, that's if Joel Embiid dominates. Tobias Harris has to play better as a third option because you have James Harden as your 2, and like I said, James Harden hasn't been all that since he came to Philly. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Philly might be in trouble. I'm not gonna. They are in trouble. I feel like. Man, this is man. If Philly doesn't get out the first round, oh man, this is going to be. I mean, I wouldn't say they're going to rebuild, but they gotta look at themselves in the mirror and just be like, oh man, like they give up so much for Harden too, and it's just like, yeah, man, I really have them going out the first round straight like that, man. It's just what it is. But anyways, on to the next series, Milwaukee and Chicago. We're not gonna, you know, I mean, come on, let's be fair. Milwaukee in 5 games. Chicago's been injured. I think before the All-Star break. Lonzo, he's done for the season. Caruso's been hurt. He came back. Williams, he was also hurt. He came back as well. DeRozan, he peaked before the All-Star break. Ever since then, he's just, and it's just like, I don't know. Chicago, I feel like if DeRozan can give you one MVP performance, I can see it going to 6 games, but I'm going to go Milwaukee 5. I'll give Chicago a game, but I mean, Milwaukee has what? Giannis, Drew Holiday, Middleton. I mean, they got their big 3 sets, so they're good, man. I just don't see. I don't see the Bulls winning like more than 1 game. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked they get swept, but I'll give for respect for Chicago, I'll give them a game, maybe 2 if DeRozan can pull out an MVP performance. But no, I just don't see it. Chicago, and man. It's just the injuries, man. Like, they got good players, man. It's just the injuries that killed them. If Lonzo would have played in this series, I still probably went with Milwaukee, but maybe I would extend it to probably 6 games or maybe 7, but it is what it is. So I'm going to go Milwaukee in 5. And for Boston and Brooklyn, I'm seeing Brooklyn's being favored in this series. Listen, I'm going to go with Boston this time. I'm going to go with Boston in 6 games. Listen, I'm going to still give KD and Kyrie 2 games. But me personally, what it's going to come down to is if Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum can put on their big boy pants and show off and show out in this series. And they have to outdo KD and Kyrie in this series. They have to. If they don't, then it's going to go the other way around. But I feel like, you know, Brown and Tatum, they've matured so much. I feel like this is the next step. I feel like this is the next step into growing as players. Is, you know, beating one of the top 2, you know, beating 2 of the top 10 players in the NBA right now. So also X factors, Marcus Smart, his defensive prowess is going to be there in this series. We'll see how he handles Kyrie. I feel like he's not going to stop him, but I feel like if he can contain Kyrie to a certain point, I can see Boston doing well. Other X factors, Derek White too, his defensive prowess as well. Robert Williams, he won't come. He's not gonna play 1 and 2, maybe 3 and 4. That should help out Boston a lot as well. Ben Simmons, listen, me personally, they said he's gonna play. Me personally, he should be done for the season. Me personally, he should not play in this series. But they said they're gonna play him games like 4, 5, or 6 or whatever. I feel like that's way. I'm not saying it's going to be too fast, but I just don't think a player who hasn't played a whole year, he hasn't played in a whole year, and then you want to have them like suit up in the playoffs already. I just don't. I mean, if they can make it possible, okay, but this dude hasn't played in live basketball in over a year. You know what I'm saying? And it's like all of a sudden, like he hasn't played his whole regular season, and all of a sudden you're gonna put him in the playoffs position. Like, me personally, that wouldn't be the smart thing to do. But that just shows you how bad they need Ben Simmons. I mean, I guess, I'm gonna stay by that. This shows you how much they need Ben Simmons to win this series. So. But I'm gonna go with Boston at 6, man. I feel confident enough that Boston can pull this one out. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 7. But then again, I'm still go with Boston because they got the defense advantage. I mean, if Bruce Brown or I forgot who else, Drummond can have an impact on the series, then maybe Brooklyn can win. But I trust Boston's other or the role players more than Brooklyn. So we got Boston and Milwaukee in the second round. All right, let's go back to the West. We got Phoenix and Utah. Like I said, I'm not gonna waste too much time with this. I'm gonna go Phoenix in 5 games. I feel like D-Mitch can get you 1 game. That's about it, man. Like I said, Phoenix is on a different level this year, man. That's why I don't see Utah winning more than 1 game. Man, Phoenix, man, they're just different this year. You know, and I get it too, because, you know, coming off last year's disappointing finals, you know what I mean? You want to run it back, man, and just like, I respect that, man. And this is what you do. You destroy your opponents that are in front of you to get there, to get back to that position. And I feel like they can do that with Utah. I mean, Joe Ingles is not going to do much. He's not coming back, but even if he did, like, let's just say hypothetically, if he did play, it's not going to do much. I mean, I still pick Phoenix in 5. Like, I mean, Phoenix is just that good this season. All right. Golden State and Memphis. Do you go with the experience or the youth? You know, based off that, you would go with the Warriors. But I'm going to go with Memphis in this series. I'm going to go with Memphis in 7 games. I feel like Memphis is ready to take that next step. I feel like Memphis is ready for the moment. And like I say, even though they're young, I feel like they can get after you. You know, I'm not going to, you know, just because they don't have any experience. I mean, shit. I mean, Memphis. I mean, if Memphis wants to beat Golden State, let's just say they meet up. Ja Morant has to go off. He has to show out. And like I said, other players like Dylan Brooks, Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr. have to show up as well. And also, their bench also has to produce as well if they want to have a chance in this series. And obviously, Golden State, Clay, Draymond, Steph. Clay, Draymond, Steph. You know what they represent. A player for me to watch out for Golden State will be Jordan Poole. He hasn't been in this stage before, so we'll see how he does. Obviously, he showed out this regular season. He's more likely going to win the Most Improved Player. But we just have to see how he performs in the playoffs. Playoffs is a different breed, especially when they're game planning for you. So, we'll see how he does. You know, other players like Kuminga and Moody. We'll see how they produce as young players, especially in their first playoffs. So, that'll be interesting to see. But then again, I got Memphis winning in 7. Especially having home court advantage. That's definitely always an advantage. So, I'm going to go with Memphis in 7. Let's see, Miami and Toronto. I'm going to go Miami in 6 games. I'm going to go Miami in 6. I feel like, I'm going to stay with Miami in 6. I feel like Toronto, like I said, both of these teams actually play team ball. So, for me, it's just going to be who's going to be that player on each team that's going to step up. And I feel like Miami has that. I mean, like I said, Jimmy Butler, obviously, he hasn't, like, put up the offensive numbers, but I mean, I feel like he's going to have an impact in this series defensively. Tyler Hero, he can come off the bench and just drop off for like 25 or 30 points. It is going to be very entertaining. Duncan Robinson, he has to step up in these playoffs. Who else am I thinking about Miami? I mean, they got one of the Martin twins. Like I said, Miami's a very deep team. And plus, they got PJ Tucker bringing that experience as well. But yeah, I feel like Miami is going to pull out in 6. Like I said, Toronto is not a bad team. I just think Miami, when it comes to this whole structure, just have just have better players than Toronto. That's what it's gonna just come down to, honestly. And we got Milwaukee and Boston. I'm going Milwaukee, man. I'm going Milwaukee in. So I was gonna say 5 for a second, but I'm gonna go with 6. I don't think I don't think Tatum and Brown is gonna shit the bed so bad that it's gonna go to 5. I can see them winning 2 games, but Giannis, man, man, Giannis, like, come on now. I feel like Giannis is gonna put an imprint in the series as long as I said with Middleton. I feel like them two plus Drew Holiday's impact on both sides of the ball is gonna have an impact in this series. So I'm gonna stay with Milwaukee in 6, but I wouldn't be surprised if Boston could push it to 7 games. I feel like Boston is good enough structurally to push it to 7, but I'm gonna go with Milwaukee, man. I feel like the way they're playing, they can make another finals run. I really feel like they can do that, and maybe win back to back. So we'll see what happens with that these playoffs. Phoenix and Memphis. I'm going to pick Phoenix. Phoenix in 6 games. I feel like Phoenix is really on a mission this year to avenge that finals loss, and I feel like Memphis is just in the way per se. I mean, that's if they get that far. I feel like Phoenix is ready, and I mean they basically got the same core. They just added a few pieces like JaVale McGee and Landry Shamet as well. I don't know. They might have added another player, but I'm not. Oh yeah, they also added Biombo, but I'm not sure he's going to get much run in the playoffs. Anyway, I feel like Phoenix, they're good enough to beat Memphis in 6 games. They're just the better team. They're probably the best team in the league. They are. I just feel like Phoenix. I promise, Phoenix is what you want to model in today's basketball. Play good offense. You also need a floor general like Chris Paul to run the offense, and you need to play great defense. I mean, Devin Booker has become a better defensive player for Phoenix this year, and Mikal Bridges is probably going to win. He's probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year. So, I mean, and you got DeAndre Ayton as your rim protector. I mean, Phoenix just has all the pieces to win it all. I mean, and Jay Crowder, shoot, you can't forget about him. So he's like, yo, Phoenix got all the pieces to really win the championship. They really do. Man, it's just so fun to watch the Suns play. Alright, next series, Miami and Milwaukee. I'm gonna go Milwaukee in this series. I'm gonna pick Milwaukee in 6 games. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Milwaukee in 6 games. I feel like when it comes down to it, I just don't think Miami's gonna have the offense to keep up with Milwaukee. Now, defensively, I'm gonna give the advantage to Milwaukee as well. Like I said, Miami is not a bad team. I just think when you break it down, Milwaukee has better players than Miami. That's just what it comes down to. And it's crazy too, because both these teams made the finals the last couple years, and I understand like Miami made theirs in the bubble, but like, I mean, dude, like, Milwaukee, Giannis, man, like, I'm gonna keep emphasizing Giannis, man. It's just like Giannis is just, come on now. No, but if Miami wants a chance to win, Jimmy Butler has to step up though. Jimmy Butler definitely has to step up in this series if it was to happen. Other players, other contributors, like I mentioned earlier, have to step up as well if they want to have a chance in this series. Tyler Hero probably has to damn near drop 20 plus every game for them to have a chance. He can't play like shit like he did against Milwaukee last year. So you just gotta be on the lookout for that. Miami has to play better offense. Really, that's what hurt them last season against last playoffs against Milwaukee. They just didn't have the offense to play Milwaukee. So expect them to have a better offense this time around. But I'm gonna still take Milwaukee in this series. So we got a finals rematch. Surprise, surprise. We got Phoenix and Milwaukee. And my thoughts on this, if this was to happen, this is gonna be very entertaining. Now, both teams are pretty much bringing back their core players. I think the difference this time around is Phoenix's depth, meaning the bench. I feel like the addition of McGee is definitely going to help, especially when Ayton gets into foul trouble, like he did last. Yeah, he did get into foul trouble sometimes in the finals, and they didn't really have a backup to complement Ayton. They had Saric and Kaminsky, which obviously was not going to work. I mean, so this time around, having JaVale McGee and having his experience is definitely going to be a plus. So I feel like Phoenix is not going to miss a beat. And Milwaukee, man, I'm just gonna say it again, Giannis, man, Giannis. If this was to happen, this is probably going to be an epic series. But this time around, I'm going to pick Phoenix. I'm going to pick Phoenix in 6 games. I'm going to take Phoenix in 6 games, as if my thinking low. I'm going to take, Phoenix at 6. I don't think Chris Paul was healthy last year in the finals, but I think this time around, I think he's healthy enough to play to his full potential. And Devin Booker is going to have to step up as well in the playoffs. Well, if in the finals, that's if Phoenix can get that far. Because he had a disappointing Game 6 last season in the finals. So I expect him to step up this time around. So, yeah, Phoenix in 6 games. And that is my playoff predictions. So, if you guys agree or disagree with me, you want to comment all that down below. Who do you have win the championship? Who will be your final? Oh, yeah. Phoenix finals MVP. I'll go with Devin Booker. Finals MVP. So, if that was to happen. But, yeah, these are my playoff predictions. I could be wrong, like I said, man. Like, all this is not going to happen. If I'm being realistic with myself. But yeah, like I said, tell me who y'all think is going to win the finals MVP, who you rooting for. Comment all that down below, man. Yeah, that's going to be it for me. Like I said, more playoff contents on the way, so be on the lookout for that. And I'm going to head out.